If you go around, come around. Yeah. Whole squad. Yeah. Squad goes on the.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on second is Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Watson. Now he's flushed out right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now Wilson down around his goal line. And his first look is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. Tackled there by Monte Nicholson.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Now Watson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Back to throw, Watson. And now another one thrown incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And his kick is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And out now come the Seahawks. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, Wilson out to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Shotgun. Check.
And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. To the sideline, and that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the 1st down. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Texans say they have it. They do. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. A shotgun snap for Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They come up in an offset eye. On 2nd down, here's Watson. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. As his guys are in for 6, and the Texans will add on to their lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Wilson, and the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Out of the gun, Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They'll come up on a 3rd and 4 here to start things out. Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. The Chiefs have opened up a 2-touchdown advantage. Devin Funchess, he's got a first-quarter touchdown grab there. The Texans on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, here's Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard. Line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Following the fumble recovery, it's
the amount of sacks that they've absorbed, face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he gets it down to the 32. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Wilson. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. From the shotgun, Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. In for the score. And the Seahawks have made this a 1-score game. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. He'll buy some time right. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards.
Richmond.
Now they try the right side here. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
Richmond. Down. Green the line.
On first down, it's Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Watson off play action. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. To the air yet again, Watson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. As his guys are in for 6. And the Texans will extend their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
To throw is Wilson. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's Wilson on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
And they'll run it here. He's to the 10. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Now it's Watson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Texans will add on to their lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Here's Wilson, and an alley to run. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. They go play action now. Wilson. He's going to launch this thing way down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And a great return as he takes this up just shy of the 45.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the 1st half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the 1st half.
And he'll find QT on the right side complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From the 50, it's Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turned into a nice play.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Watson. Flush to his right. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the 1st thanks to a flashy little spin move. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. On 1st and 10, Watson. And that is incomplete.
Definitely worth taking another deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. On second and 10, Watson. They'll pick up on the right side to Hopkins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the play. From the red zone now, Watson. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. Operating from the gun, Watson. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, nice move. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the Texans say they have it. They do. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that, and when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Now a first down throw, Watson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. A shotgun snap for Watson. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Again, it's Watson. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And that is no good. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And give them a gain of 37.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Play action. It's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Greer. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Now Wilson on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
14, run it. Cut! Move the team!
Now Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. In for the score. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got some space here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
On second down, here's Watson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Texans on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. From the gun, here's Watson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Watson making up for some lost time here in season number 2. He's got the Texans on the move with a first down. On first down, Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
After the interception, here's Wilson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw. Unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Wilson now to throw on third down. Looking for Gronkowski, and he's got him complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson is going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And the Seahawks on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 4. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. They go play action here on first down. He's going to look deep down the field and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Wilson throwing again. Flushed out right. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. Now here's Michael Dixon. as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. Avoids him at the 40. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Here's Watson. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it 2nd down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. To throw on 2nd is Watson. That is caught at the 7. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. As his guys are in for 6, and the Texans will extend their lead. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
They'll try and run it here. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
On second down, Wilson. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pick up there of 20 yards. On first down, Wilson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down, eluding the pressure right. His throw caught at about the 5. Same result as last play, 14 yards and another first down. It's been all passing all the time on this drive, 5 for 5, and now first and goal.
Feels like a case of until they stop us, we might as well keep running the offense that we like to run. Don't change up and do something different just because you think you need to.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. In for the score. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. Able to power through, and he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
To throw is Watson. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Target.
Back to throw, Watson. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Malik McDowell in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson rolling to his right. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, that wasn't a completion, but it wasn't a sack either. So the good takeaway, able to extend the life of the play. Normally you would think he'd just take off and run downfield, but he was trying to find an open receiver, unable to do so.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Here's Wilson. And that one falls incomplete. Try to dump it underneath. Now second down. I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now it's Wilson. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now fourth down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. But they can thank their defense for another stop. And now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock. Work it down. And, of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you can pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely. Nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. The Texans on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 8. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. On first down, Murray. And he will find his man on the outside. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. On first and 10, Murray fighting, lost the football, and the Seahawks have recovered.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, first and 10 at their own 24. Wilson. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 40 yards. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
They go play action now. Wilson. This is caught. Gronkowski. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. To throw again is Wilson. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
14.
Wilson will throw again. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. One-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play. Move up.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get up here to the 26. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, Murray, flush to his right. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now a whistle and a timeout defensively. Trying to stop it, and they do with 2 seconds to go prior to the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Murray now throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendencies. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down. Now they try the right side here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. And they've got another 1st and 10 as the penalty keeps this drive moving. And they'll go on the ground. He spins free. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, my, you know that's one that he'll want to have back. I mean, they did everything right. Got the linebackers commit on the play action. He just flat out missed.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
And his kick is indeed good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. They'll roll him out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down at the 2. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20.